Hi everyone, and welcome to a tutorial on how to make sure that students have access to their grades and how to automatically save grades from Brightspace, so D2L Brightspace for our collective bargaining. So as you know, phase 3 of the work to rule involves us taking our grades off of Brightspace, but we want to make sure that students have access to their grades as efficiently and effectively as possible, right? We're not trying to get the students, confused or anything with this process. So I'm going to show you how to do that in 2 steps here. The first one will be what you guide the students with in order to make sure that the students have access to their grades, and they can actually do that automatically. So I'm going to show you how they can do that. Perhaps you can guide your class very quickly through that, make sure that they have that access. And then what I'm going to do is show you how you can export grades and then delete them from Brightspace. It's relatively easy. It's a few clicks. So let me share my screen. All right. So I have here a sandbox course shell. This happens to be for Algonquin College, but it could be for anything else. Any Brightspace shell is going to look like this. So I've used this so there's no personal information. So first up, let's see how we can get students to export those grades automatically. So in a student view, so a student view will look a bit like this. You can hit your name and go to notifications, right? So all students will have that box in there. They actually have an app that they can get. Most of them probably have those apps already. They can change the email settings to which email gets that notification. But more importantly, if you scroll down a little bit to instant notifications, they can get an instant notification of the grade item that's been released and updated. So if they tick those 2 boxes and then tick this that says include my grade value in notifications, then every time they get a grade that's modified or uploaded into Brightspace, they're going to get an email with that grade sent automatically to them. If this box here isn't ticked, then they'll get a notification that the grade is there, but they'll have to go into Brightspace to go and have a look. Okay, so really it's a very quick, easy 2 ticks and a notification, and those students will then have access to it. Okay, so I'm going to go back out and I'm going to view this as me, as a professor. And now I'm going to go to my gradebook. And my gradebook has 2 very exciting student accounts, student account 1 and 2. Let's just, for the purposes of this, pretend like I've got my final exam out of 1,500 points worth 20% of their mark, which has been graded. It's all completely made up and the points don't matter here. What I can do is I can export. So once this is done, I'm going to hit export at the top here. What I do is I'm going to export both their username and their ID. So that's normally their student ID number as well as their username. I can put in their first and last name, email, and then I'm going to export my final exam just by ticking this, okay? And I'm going to get my numeric answer from it, and I'm going to hit export to Excel. And Brightspace is going to do a little bit of magic for a few seconds, and the next thing you know, it's going to pop up with a number or saying that it's been done, he said confidently, and I'm going to hit download and open. And Microsoft will open it with the student's name, their username, their last name here is account, and student, first name student 1 and 2. That's their email address. And of course, their final exam is blank because there's no grade there. But if there was a grade, it would be sitting in there. So now I've got their grade sitting in an Excel format. I can save that. I can copy that column into another one where I'm keeping all of them in one place. Now, if I go back, I now want to delete the grade from the gradebook. So I'm going to go back to my gradebook and I'm going to hit manage grades. And once I've done that, I'm going to go to more actions, delete, and I'm going to tick on the final exam and I'm going to hit delete. And it's going to give me all sorts of warnings, but once I delete it, then that is no longer present inside the gradebook. Now note, now the final grades don't sum to 100. Don't worry about that. You can always put this back. So once all of this is done, you've got all the grades, you can just import them back in. So the same process works in reverse, or you can manually enter them. That's entirely your call. But once it's done, it's here. And now you'll find that the gradebook no longer contains the final grade. There it is, it's gone. So really we're doing this to make sure that the college doesn't have access to the grades, so that they can't just take your grades and submit them on your behalf, and undercut our ability to negotiate. So good luck, stay strong, everybody. What we're doing is working, and we look forward to a swift end to all of this. Thank you.